long ago. Oh, he's reading for me. I don't have to read it myself.
No, this is a... Hello.
Oh, what's up?
Where the fuck have you been, Mitchell?
Alright, so here's the thing. I was out in the frozen tundra.
Uh-huh.
And, I saw this robot in the air.
Wait, the frozen tundra of where?
Yeah.
It's like 80 degrees. It's like 900
degrees
outside.
I was in the Alps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
On vacation.
I went on a trip to clear my head.
Right.
And,
you were depressed.
No.
No, you were going on to train like Batman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there was this robot dude floating in the air, and I shot at him, and he exploded. But then, like, I got captured by a Yeti.
Sure.
Yeah, and he hung me upside down in his cave, and I had to break myself free with a laser sword.
Okay. Wait a minute. This is starting to sound familiar. This is an Indiana Jones movie, isn't it?
Yeah. After I got free, I went and I hung out with a little green alien dude.
Uh-huh.
And he taught me
His name was Short Round.
Yeah, Short Round. He taught me the how to levitate an elephant.
Uh-huh.
And rip people's hearts out.
Sure.
No, man. I was pretty sad for a little while, and then I was not sad anymore. Just working a whole lot.
Oh, so all that other stuff was just bullshit that you were pulling out of Star Wars?
Well, I thought that was fairly on the nose.
Anyway, can we talk about the game now?
Oh, there's a game?
Yeah, we're playing King's Quest VI.
Okay.
Hair today, gone tomorrow.
What
Or it's just air today.
What about the other 5 of them?
They weren't really worth playing.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. For their time, they were okay. The Sierra games were never really as fun as the LucasArts point-and-click games. There wasn't really as much story involved, and it was more of just random deaths.
Their seagulls were not near as impressive.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the CD-ROM version, and I think it came out in like
sweet
1997, which is a year after the original game came out, and so this one has like full motion video that we're seeing now.
Yeah.
And
for the first time.
We couldn't hear any of what was going on because we talked over it. The rest of the game will be subtitled. This original intro video isn't. But basically, the plot of this game, at the end of King's Quest V, you're Prince Alexander, this guy right here, and you were captured along with a woman named Princess Cassima, who lived on a different mystical island far off in nowhere, and your daddy had to come and save you. And you play the dad, and the dad goes and rescues the kids.
Okay.
In this game, you play Alexander. Alexander has been dreaming about Cassima ever since they were captured together.
Oh.
And she said, hey, if you're ever in the Green Isles, come and look me up. And so he's had like a really big hard-on for her ever since then.
He's had them naughty dreams.
Stop smacking your lips.
Stop yelling at me.
And look at these pirates. I love these guys. These are like right out of fucking Disneyland.
Hey, it's stereotypical there.
Yeah, it's like Peter Pan attraction pirates.
Wait, this is... Is this Lucas?
No, this is Sierra. That's what
This
I said.
is Sierra.
Yeah, and Sierra Online. Although those pirates do look a lot like LucasArts pirates, don't they?
Yeah, but wasn't... never mind. Okay.
What?
Well, I thought that some of the King's Quest were Lucas, but I guess no.
No.
Okay.
King's Quest, Space Quest, all of that Sierra.
Okay.
All the quests.
All the quests.
But so anyway, he decides after a little vision in his magic mirror, which no one else sees but him, he decides that Cassima is in trouble.
So does he really see it?
He decides that Cassima is in trouble and he must go rescue her. So he takes a boat along with some of his men and goes off into the night to go search for her, and they crash upon the rocks, and he's shipwrecked. Fortunately, on the very island that he's going to find.
Oh, that is fortunate.
Yeah, it's lucky. He got right up to it. And,
okay.
Just kind of fucked it up at the end.
It's not like he's going for the Indies and he ends up in fucking Virginia or some shit.
Yeah, and just calls all the natives he sees Indians. yeah, so this is the first time that a Sierra game was completely written, well, almost completely written by somebody that wasn't Roberta Williams. Roberta Williams and her husband Ken Williams pretty much have like control over everything that happens in Sierra around this time. But at this point, they were getting fairly famous, and so they hired out to a woman named Jane Jensen. And Jane Jensen, right there,
Text and dialogue.
yeah, she wrote all of the text and all of the dialogue for the entire game. Like, her and Roberta sat down and kind of did an overview of the story, but Jane's the one that sat down and really, like, plotted this whole thing out. And so when it gets fucking weird later, it's her fault.
Okay.
So don't forget it.
I will blame Jane Jensen.
Yes.
Extensively.
And also probably this quality assurance person deserves a little of the blame.
Okay, here we are.
And I think the first thing that I'll do is turn the subtitles on. So yeah, on this first screen right here, how many ways do you think you could die? Yeah, and this is something that Sierra games like to do a lot, and that's on the very first screen when the game opens, like to give you a way to kill yourself. I don't know if that was just a way to make you get more and more entertainment out of the game.
Okay.
Or what?
I feel like this seems relatively safe.
Okay, well, if you were to step into that water, you would die.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to demonstrate that here in just a minute.
If you're a seafaring adventurer, why would you not know how to swim?
Well, there's something very mystical about the land of the Green Isles, and that's boats can't seem to get from one island to another.
Oh.
Except for that one ferry that's in the distance, but it's grounded and you can't get on that either.
Magic water.
No. It's the Beach Bum Parade. Obviously.
Welcome to Beach Bye.
If I can just type it. Oh, there's not enough spaces for Beach Bum Parade.
Oh.
That's depressing. Well, fuck it. We'll just call it number 1 then.
That's so sad.
Alright, so the first thing you need is this little tiny 1 pixel big ring on the beach.
Okay.
You couldn't get you could not do anything if you didn't get that ring.
Okay.
And so the very first time
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, exactly. There is a massive amount of fluff text in this game, and when I start playing, I kind of look at stuff and try to get the most out of it. By the end of it, I'm just like I don't give a shit anymore.
A long plank lies on the
Okay.
beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship.
What can you do with the plank that once belonged to Alexander's
But there's a dimpling pattern
ship?
to the surface which indicates an undertow.
All right, this is your.
All right, so
this
it
is your
says
this
there's
is
an
your
undertow.
one hint. Okay, and this is actually more. It actually gives you a second hint right here.
Okay.
And this is way more
So
than
stop.
Sierra games would ever give you. Yes.
Don't go
but
any further.
The problem is though that I've already walked out that far, so no matter what direction I would walk from there, I would be dead already.
Oh, you can't go back?
No, not from that distance. If I had walked a little bit in, it would have given me that second hint anyway. But I already walked too far for it to be safe. And we get a beautiful.
Wah, wah, wah.
And it takes a surprisingly long amount of time for him to drown, and all of the deaths are really detailed.
He finds himself wishing he paid more attention to the warning signs of an undertow.
And so then when you die, you go to hell,
Oh, dang, that's graphic.
and you get your ticket, and you move on to the River Styx.
Okay.
And I hope you get used to that screen, because we'll be seeing that a lot. And then
that's great,
there's
that's great.
a little smart ass saying that they like to throw in, and that one was nothing like getting swept off your feet. So you move the plank over, and then underneath the plank,
You find another little ringy.
another little tiny thing that you never would have seen otherwise.
Alexander takes the
Oh, cool.
ruined box where it is.
Pirate treasure!
Yeah, and then we'll pick our ring back up.
I
and-
thought you already picked it up.
Well, yeah, but I had
Oh, you
saved beforehand, and then I
died.
died. Yeah.
You died, okay.
I really like the way that the inventory is set up in this. It's kind of after all of the you know, the first Space Quest and the first King's Quest games were text to type interfaces. You had to type in go left, go right, walk up, walk down, and you could really only point and move them to an area and then have to type what they did. And this really, like, they had started to refine it before here, but this really, I think, because you can just switch in between by right-clicking, and it's super easy.
Okay. Why didn't you go to the left a little while ago?
Because this is what we have to do first. This is like a little optional cutscene that you don't have to see. It won't change anything, but it does kind of flesh out what's going on.
Okay.
And so, it also, you know, it's what this guy would do. You're a prince, you just wash up upon a strange island. The first thing you should do is go to the castle and say, hey, I'm royalty, you should treat me nice.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Give me a bed and a shower and your finest winches.
Here's one of the first of many puns in this game. So these are the guards.
Yes, they are.
They're dogs. They're guard dogs.
The guards are dogs.
Yes.
Oh.
And they seem to be Scottish.
They're Scotties.
Yeah, they're Scottish Terriers. The voice acting in this game
Gruff.
is ridiculous. I love it. And so then there's also this little hut over here in the corner. We'll never use it in this playthrough of the game. There's actually 2 endings to this game, and the first ending, the one that's not as good, utilizes that hut where you...
So does that mean the princess is a bitch?
Because of the dogs?
Oh well, yeah, obviously. I would never be derogatory towards women.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Sure.
I'm talking about a female dog.
No, she's a female.
I have a bitch at home. I love her.
I don't want to play with that game.
Okay, I'm sorry. I do love my dogs. I have 2 dogs.
Well, I have 3 dogs.
Well,
So I win.
one of them's a bitch, the other one's just a fellow.
No. 2 of my dogs are female.
I
wouldn't call any of them the B word.
the B word.
I don't like to curse.
I love cursing. It's my favorite thing.
So anyway, this was the puzzle. They wouldn't talk to you because, you know, you were just a random stranger that washed up on the beach, and so you had to show them your insignia ring so that you could prove you were a prince.
Ah.
And again, if you hadn't picked that one little tiny thing up off the beach at the beginning, this wouldn't happen. And just to be sure, there's a lot of this is one of those games where if you don't do things in the right order, it's very possible to kind of screw yourself and make it to where you can't progress any further.
Okay.
And even though I have played this many times, and I did have a walkthrough handy whenever I got stuck on the record, I still didn't want to have to do too much over and over again.
Perhaps this ring will convince you of my identity.
Ooh.
It is the royal insignia ring of Daventry.
He's a greasy-looking fella, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's got that slick back hair like he's that press secretary guy that just got fired, Scaramucci. That guy that's not sucking his own cock anymore, apparently.
Now who's cursing?
It's not cursing to say suck your own cock. I heard it on the news. If you can say it on the news, you can say it anywhere. Welcome to the new America, everybody.
Let's not do that.
Okay, so this is the head guard.
We'll get back there eventually.
He's like a lassie dog.
Ah.
I kind of like him. He's a cool character. You don't see much of him, but he's very loyal.
Take you to the well first off.
All of these dogs are very loyal.
Okay. Oh, so there are human people here.
Yes.
Okay.
I know you're confused because the first things we saw after we washed onto the beach were dogs.
Yeah, talking dogs.
No, yeah, there's
bipedal dogs.
Basically, there's no distinction between what is a living thing and what isn't a living thing in this game.
Okay.
There are sentient trees and tomatoes and What else? Dancing snapdragons. We'll get there.
Okay. So now I feel bad about my previous comments regarding the princess.
Yeah, you should. I hope you're ashamed of yourself.
Only always.
All right, so this is a little bit of story here.
Okay.
While you and Princess Cassima were off being captured, her parents died.
And she got pregnant?
No, stop. Her parents died, and so when she returned home, she went into mourning.
Okay.
And
As you would do.
and her parents, Vizier, this guy, Al-Halsred, has assumed authority while she's in mourning and the parents are dead.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he's telling us now that they are planning to get married once the mourning period is over, and he will
The
become
vizier and the princess.
and he will become the new king, and she will be the queen.
It's Jafar.
It's basically Jafar, yes,
Yeah.
except with a little bit more murder.
I mean, Jafar was all about some murder. They just wouldn't let the Disney show it.
And that's his assistant there in the middle with the glowy eye.
Iago?
No, the other one, the genie.
Okay.
And so, yeah, he tells Alexander that he's going to marry the princess, and it's really nice that you showed up to check on her, but we're all fine here. You can just head on home.
We don't need you. Services rendered.
And if Alexander was a normal person, he would probably just go home now.
Uh-huh.
But he's not. He's a fucking psycho that has to see what's going on with this woman who he met all of once.
Yeah.
Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your
Can I ask a serious question here?
Yeah.
I would advise against that.
The cursor
Uh-huh.
is sitting on top of his head.
Yeah, during cutscenes, the cursor, the loading screen is a little crown. And so, while I was playing this and recording it, I made it a little game whenever I remembered to try and make sure the crown was on Alexander's head.
Okay.
So yeah, we can watch for that as the video continues.
I thought I noticed it earlier.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
And you'll notice it again later.
Have your hearing with Vizier Al-Hazred.
Good.
I trust you will respect his wishes and
So yeah, they just tell Alexander to just fuck right on off.
Okay.
to the castle again. Good day, my lord.
Go check out that little hut.
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding.
I like his little tail wag as he walks off. Some fun animations. This game, it said all kinds of.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh yeah, this was the problem I was having for a minute before I had to stop and full screen it, was that I couldn't find the edge. I was playing this windowed originally, but then I had to fix it. Yeah, here's the edge of the other side of the castle
Ooh.
wall.
You can't climb it.
No, it's too flimsy.
That contrary to everything I know about games.
Yep. You know, this is one of those things where I'm real surprised that they wouldn't let me climb it halfway after telling me it was too flimsy. If I tried again, I would climb up a little bit
And
further
just
and
fall
then
down.
fall off
Yeah.
and like break your back, you know?
Bushes near the side wall of the castle have been left natural.
You have to go home now. Doctor says you need a backiotomy.
Stained glass windows.
Yep, let's just look at every single thing. Make
Yeah.
sure, just drag the video out as long as possible.
Yeah.
Unlike the well.
And this is just, I'm just doing this to show that there's no other way to get into the castle right now. That's the only two screens.
Okay.
And that's it.
So now we go into the town?
So yeah, now we're gonna go explore the town proper.
Okay.
Just like someone that was told to leave would do.
Time to go get a drink.
Yeah, at the local tavern. I'm sure those dogs have it's probably called the bowl. The dog bowl.
The dog bowl.
Yeah.
At the pawn shoppy.
I kind of like that, the old timey
Yeah.
shoppy when you see that. So this guy over here is selling lamps
Ooh.
for no reason at all. You know, just a regular old lamp salesman. But he doesn't sell them for money. No, what he wants is old lamps. You bring him old lamps.
He'll give you a new lamp.
Yes. It's a weird business model.
Yeah, a little bit.
Most peddlers is not interested in Alexander.
So we gotta go.
You know I didn't want to touch him, game.
Is anyone here?
No one answers Alexander.
Oh, fine. I'll fucking walk over to him.
Hello.
Jesus Christ. They sure. See, you know, people
Did you
get on.
speed up his feet, or is that how fast he walks?
No, well, I did when I went into the save game for the first time. There is a slider for speed, and I did put the slider all the way up.
Okay.
Just because, yeah, the walking can't. I mean, it's already slow enough. You know, we need every help we can get. But yeah, he wants this so that he can maybe find a genie. That's his plan.
Okay.
He gives you new lamps in exchange for shitty old broken ones.
Okay.
But that won't come up.
And
That won't come up for a while yet.
He's gonna sit there and rub them all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we're gonna check out
When
over
he's not
here.
being the Gordon's fisherman.
Red roses beautifully cover the top of the house's fence.
He does kind of look like that
He
guy,
does
doesn't he?
look
Just
like
give him,
that
just give
guy.
him like a yellow slicker.
Yeah.
The girl is dressed in a long
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, I wouldn't mind looking like that when I get older.
from the appearance of her
With
clothes.
the yellow rain slicker and the big rain hat and the big old white bushy beard.
Just go stand behind people and wait until they freak out. That'd be the best.
Holding one of those big, like, harpoon guns for no reason. You always look like you just got off a boat, even if you're in the middle of the city, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no ocean anywhere. I'm just gonna go out with a spear gun and a raincoat.
You never know what could happen.
Yeah, that's
Land
right.
whales are a real serious issue.
You have to have a permit for a spear gun?
I don't think so. I've got a spear gun and I don't have a permit for it, so I hope not.
Do you have a spear gun?
Yeah.
Why haven't I seen it?
Why would I bring out my spear gun around people?
Because it's awesome?
It's just it's a gun for fish hunting. Never actually used it. It was my dad's.
We can make a target.
I don't,
Shoot spear target.
uh,
Alright. I'm sorry.
so
I got carried away.
this is the part before I started looking at the walkthrough, and I couldn't quite remember where I wanted to go next.
Okay.
And I thought there was a bit that happened here, but it doesn't happen yet. So basically, this is just me dicking around for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And we're going to check on this boat that we saw earlier, beached.
The
And-
beached boat.
Yeah, it's the ferry.
Alexander promises
And
himself
again, little tiny pixels, we can't find the actual like spot
that he
to
will not go home until he
talk
has
to the guy.
determined what Cassima's feelings are for him, and if she needs his
So now we're just in his interior.
Monologue?
Monologue?
We knocked on the door and the guy opened it, and then we just started talking to ourselves, and we're like, I can't really go home. She said she's getting married, but I don't know for sure.
In the
And
meantime, the guy's just standing
he's
there
just
like,
standing there like,
what
what
the hell do you want?
Yeah, knock on the door again. I'm sorry.
I
forgot.
mean it this time.
I,
I really would like to just talk
Okay,
to
there it
you.
is.
I've got nothing to say to you.
you fucking freak.
We tried this already.
No, Alexander's not giving up. He's gonna try one more time. Yeah, I thought that.
I said the
See, I knew I had to talk to this guy, but I forgot that I had to be told that I had to talk to him.
Okay.
I didn't get the flag to turn him on yet.
Okay.
So,
So when you open
I was
up
like,
your
give me-
inventory,
Alexander
eyeball is
grasps the
Eyeball is look.
look,
Uh-huh.
and then you got your pointer.
That's the
you're
touch.
gonna touch.
You use, yeah.
What's the mouse pointer?
The mouse pointer is like to choose an item in your inventory.
Okay.
Like if you had an item and you wanted to clear it, you would click the mouse pointer. It would just go to the mouse pointer, and then you click on another item.
Okay.
And also sometimes you have to combine items.
And then the speech bubble is obviously you want to talk to somebody.
Right.
Okay.
So now we're
Like
gonna
the
check
Gordon's
out some
fisherman.
stores.
At the pawn shoppy. Ooh.
I like this guy a lot. He is Jamaican for no reason.
Ah.
Or maybe like Gullah. I'm not sure what that accent is. Good day. It's wonderful to see you, Alexander.
What is that?
I don't know.
That's not Jamaican.
Whatever I was doing isn't exactly it though.
Well, let's listen to him do it.
The pawn shop owner doesn't look like
He's
a man
not a
who
man to
wants
be tussled with.
The
Oh.
curiosities business is just dangerous enough to require one to
There's
develop
a very massive amount of detail in this room for only 4 objects to be useful.
Good day, merchant.
Good day,
What can
merchant.
you tell me about the
Yeah,
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry,
yeah, there's the
communication
voice.
between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business.
But it's
It's just
interesting.
poorly acted. It's not.
It's-
It's not anything like crazy.
What was I gonna say? There's a lot of shit on the screen for only 4 objects to be interactable.
I want to buy that bear statue.
It's a pretty bitchin' bear statue.
It's pretty cool.
He's the boxing bear, I guess.
Ah,
He kind of has his dukes up, you know, like
He
he's
does.
getting ready to fight Steven Seagal for no reason.
you got a
Yeah,
crystal ball.
but then
down.
also we've got a skeleton
Yeah,
hanging
I
in the
do see a
foreground
skeleton.
here. You know, there's a sword, a snare drum, kind of out of place.
It's a war drum.
Yeah, but so we have that one piece of gold, and with that one piece of gold, we can buy any of these 1 items. And
Oh, okay.
whenever we want to, we can bring that item back to him and exchange it for another one.
Okay.
And so basically, by the end of the game, we'll have used all of these items. But just, you know, we can
Alright.
only have 1 at a time.
And we don't know which one we need right now.
No, if you were playing this for the first time, there'd be no indication at all of which one you need.
And its bristles are still in good condition. Have you an interest in tinderboxes?
That doesn't look like a tinderbox to me. It looks like the base of a candle.
I feel like the tinderbox at this point would be the most important.
What would you do with a tinderbox? Because if you think that's true, you'd be very wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah, you need the mechanical nightingale.
Very well.
Okay.
We won't. I think the tinderbox
You
is
gotta
actually
go raid
the.
a birdcage or
I
something?
think the tinderbox is actually the last thing we need.
I'll remember. Thank you.
It seems like that would be a good thing to have while exploring in the dark, a tinderbox.
We haven't encountered any dark places yet. It's a brightly lit day outside.
I mean, I assumed that there was a day-night cycle.
You must be being sarcastic.
I wasn't. I guess I forgot, you know.
What era this was?
Yeah, where we were.
There's no day-night cycle in these games unless it's built in. It
Okay.
would never be like a time day-night. It wouldn't be a cycle. There might be parts that took place in day and parts that took place at night. But
Okay.
I don't think they could build cycles back then.
You know, there was a similar scenario in the newer King's Quest that they just did, where you had 1 coin, and you could buy a piece of bread or a tabletop. You had to make a wheel, but
I didn't play, but for the very first part of the demo of that, was it good?
I've actually only played the first part of the demo.
Well, I don't remember what you're talking
I mean,
about, so you still played more than I did.
Yeah, I played the entire first chapter.
Okay, I just played the part where you fought the dragon, and I said, this doesn't feel very King's Questy to me.
Oh. Well,
Thanks.
Right, we got a very boring book. We just talked over that.
okay.
There
Did it say it was a boring book?
Oh, no, we're going to find out, though, when we start to
Okay.
read it. I think Alexander's going to give a big ol' yawn to indicate how boring it is.
You need to make a wheel
Okay.
for a little merchant's little caravan guy. He took your money. You want to get your money back. But he says, oh, I can't go anywhere. I need a wheel. So you can give the coin to the baker and get a big-ass roll of bread, loaf of bread, and use that as a wheel. Or you can steal, like, a tabletop and then put your coin in the little ashtray. I think there's another option, too. I don't remember. I went for the bread, and the baker was so happy that he sold his giant bread that played in later.
Right.
Good day, sir.
But
Good day, sir.
if you take the tabletop, then I mean they don't care about that either. I mean, at least the guy left me a coin so I could fix it. But you don't really have to leave the coin. You could just steal it, and then they'd probably be not so happy.
No, probably not.
You don't have to leave a coin for the bread either. You could just grab that shit.
But that wouldn't be very kingly of you.
Right, right.
And you are supposed to be being King Graham, right? As a child?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, King Graham is this guy's dad,
Oh, okay.
I think. Or maybe his dad is what was the main guy in King's Quest 1? That was Graham.
Wasn't?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. See, because the other thing is, I also, the other King's Quest game that I played the shit out of was King's Quest 8. And I wanted us to play King's Quest 8 because I thought it would be real fun. But it's a Windows 1998 CD-ROM game, and it's basically impossible to get running on current computers.
Okay.
So I tried multiple different ways. I even bought it off of Good Old Games, and then I had to try and get a refund for it, which was way more of a pain in the ass than it is on Steam, by the way. And they wouldn't give me my money back. I had to get store credit. That's how I ended up with Saints Row 4. Which is a really fun game. I already beat it, when it came out, but it is really fun. It's fun to be a superhero and just run around, and I just basically turn into Neo whenever I play Saints Row 4.
Okay.
Because you can fly and super punch and do all that stuff.
You are the chosen one of the Saints Row.
Right, so Bookstore Keeper is just kind of telling us some backstory about the Isle, that it's surrounded by mysterious waters and it's hard to get to and from. There was only one boat that used to be able to traverse it, but it's beached now, and now we can go talk to the ferryman. And I think he'll tell us about that at the end of this. And also, he has that book on his table. That's a spell book. A book of magic. That'll be coming into play later. But he won't just give it to us. He'll only trade that for another very rare book. So we have to find a rare book so that we can get that book of
Did we
magic
already
spells.
find the rare book?
No, we didn't find. We found a boring book that he's been trying to give away for free for 20 years.
Oh, it was his book.
Yeah.
I thought we were somewhere else.
No, we're still in the same
I'm
place.
paying attention.
Drink more Red Bull. I think you're getting too drunk too early. Yeah.
An antique leather-bound book is displayed.
You know, it's really late right now.
I don't care. This,
I just...
we're doing it. We're here. We're already 30 minutes in. There's no turning back.
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
I hate the way he talks to people. It's such a...
Can you hear me gulping?
It's such an adventure game dialogue where it's just, what can you tell me about this book on your desk, merchant? Like, could you imagine if you walked around in your entire life and you like...
I have a name.
Yeah, you just walked into a coffee store and you were like, hello, shopkeeper, how much for 1 cup of black coffee? And you would just you'd be having a conversation with someone and they'd be like, oh yeah, I was down at the beach the other day, there was a lot of seashells and we had a really good time scuba diving. And you'd say, tell me more about seashells. They're okay, I guess. We found some big ones. I don't want to talk about seashells anymore. What do you know about scuba diving? It's just an insane way of talking to somebody.
What do you mean, self... Never mind. I'm done.
Okay.
That was a failed attempt of being witty.
Alright, so here's a little hint for the future. There's a book next to a chair, and the book is called The Changing Roles of Court Jesters Through the Ages. And it looks like it's someone's favorite reading spot. But there's nobody there now. That's a hint to come back later.
Ah.
It's important for the good ending. And that guy in a black robe was important too, but we'll ignore him for now. Or more accurately, he will ignore us for now. So yeah, now that he's told us about the ferry, we can go back to the boat where we just were, and now Alexander will actually introduce himself properly.
Oh.
And here's the bit that I had been looking for earlier.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
He sounds like a trustworthy lad.
Don't do it.
Let's save the game for absolutely no reason at all.
Good day. Weird diving kid.
All right. So yeah, let's jump right on in.
A young boy is happily swimming in the sea
So you can name your saves?
Yeah.
Good day. I'm Alexander.
You've
What are you
never
doing in
you
this
never
city?
played any of these games before? Did you not play point and click computer games when you were a kid?
Come join me.
Is this like a whole new experience for you?
I can show you the
I've
way
never
to the
played
next
this one,
island.
though.
Well, not this one, but I mean most of those
What are you
old
waiting
games you
for?
could name your
I
save
said I'd
files.
show you how to get to the next island, didn't I?
I guess not.
Considering
Ah.
the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off.
Well, we better just jump off the pier
You better
then.
do it and die.
The powerful
Yeah,
currents
immediately.
grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels
What?
himself being pulled out to sea.
And he just laughs at you.
and
Not a very good swimmer,
yeah.
are you? Sorry, I think not.
He didn't even say
As his
tee-hee.
head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
Well, there's a life lesson.
Don't help people, kids.
Like, for real.
You'll fucking drown.
Do you want to die?
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong
Okay, so
swimmer.
that's a hint.
He's a mermaider.
He's a you think? He's a mermaider?
Come on, jump in.
He sure wants it.
That's strange.
And then he just
The young boy in the
disappeared.
water just disappeared. Oh,
Perhaps he dove under the water with a smoke bomb coming out of his ass.
He just farted on the way down.
Ferry's out of business. What do you want bothering me?
You have to let out all of the air, and that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
helps you sink all the way
Yeah.
to the bottom, you know?
Yeah.
I've got this really boring book. Do you want it?
Would you perhaps be interested?
Yes.
Nope, I'm not
Oh, no.
interested. Now go away. The ferry's not running, and I don't like strangers.
You know,
hanging around my
this dude
property.
has an attitude problem.
How about a mechanical nightingale?
Yeah. Can I just use all of my inventory items on you until you're friends with me?
Yes, I've been so lonely. I need a fake bird friend.
What do you want to keep bothering me for?
Alright. Oh my god.
promises
Just
himself that
don't just on him.
Excuse
There
me.
you go.
My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village
See,
told me you might
now
be
we can have a conversation.
Oh,
Here you
We've-
used to
we've
run
cracked the
slaves
code.
to the islands.
so we just weren't touching the right space.
You say old Allie sent you?
Alright, so
The ferry's not
let's
running,
see. Let's move on to a topic that we have here.
I'd just like
Okay.
to talk to you
Because they're gonna talk about the islands for a bit.
All right.
Um,
I want to know where that fella went to.
which fella? The little kid?
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it for now. It's not important. So you said earlier, you like the Doctor Who,
there's a rabbit's foot on the table.
I like the Doctor Who. Okay, yeah.
and there's been some.
I'm a visitor
Has there
to these
actually
islands.
been
I'd like to learn
controversy,
what I can
or
about
has there
the
just been
islands.
people saying that there might be controversy?
Oh no.
Because I haven't actually seen anyone that was mad about it.
Why
People
has
are
it
angry.
happened?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's say what it is. The new Doctor is a lady.
Egads.
Egads. Who is she? Do you remember the name?
Jodie Whittaker is her name.
Okay, and has she been in Doctor Who ever before? 'Cause I know they have a habit sometimes of like
No,
using
no,
people that
she's
have
never been in Doctor Who. I don't think off the top of my head she is fairly prominent in British television.
Then
Okay.
this unrest is
Um,
recent.
Have you seen her in anything?
Yes.
Do you like her?
She's all right.
Ferry were repaired.
I saw her in a show called Broadchurch, where she starred, opposite of David Tennant, another previous Doctor.
Right.
Must be
And she was just sad a lot because the show's about her son dying.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well, you probably won't have to deal with much of that if she's going to be the Doctor.
yeah.
But yeah, so people don't want a lady as a Doctor.
No, they say it's gonna,
Because
ruin,
women
the whole
can't
integrity
be in
of
the medical industry, right?
Right. No lady,
She
no
can
lady
She
doctors.
can only be Nurse Who. She can never be
right.
Doctor Who.
Right. Right.
And she has to get paid 75% less. From
Right. Always a bridesmaid, never the groom.
Do you care?
But who could be spreading
No.
Do you think it's going to be a different show because there's a lady?
I mean, obviously it's going to be a different show because
Well, it's a different show every time, though, right? Like, because they're always changing
it's
up.
got to be. I mean, how often? I mean, how many times can you do the same thing over and over again?
Well, it's going on like 50 years now, right? So
Oh,
it seems
yeah.
like a lot.
Yeah, a
A
lot.
lot of times.
But I mean, the show's got to grow and adapt, and you know, I don't think it's any kind of agenda. It's just trying to make things new and fresh.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Worst case scenario, it sucks and they kill her off in a year, and then we get a ginger.
Well,
I mean-
Doctor Who sure does have a habit of doing sucky things and then killing them off a year later.
Right.
So it wouldn't be anything new.
I mean that's the worst case. The best case is, you know, she knocks it out of the park, and it's a new show with a whole new fan base.
Well, this is something
Well,
that I've
wait.
seemed to notice, and I don't really watch Doctor Who, but I do have a lot of friends that do, and it's always very split whenever a new Doctor shows up, where everyone pretty much wants to hate him immediately for no reason.
Always.
And then by the time they're done, they always don't want them to leave, and they don't want the new one. You know, it's like
Right.
it's like fucking presidents all over again. You know?
It's a role that you have to grow into.
All right, we're finally done talking to that
Oh,
guy.
sweet.
And he gave us his lucky rabbit's foot, just out of the kindness of his giant gold earring.
Nobody liked Peter Capaldi when he started, and he's my favorite.
Who is that?
He's the guy that's about to be done.
Now, would I know him from anything?
Do you watch British television?
Not really, no.
Well, then probably not.
Okay.
He,
So this
he
is
actually
Jalo.
did appear on the series a long time ago.
Time out on that real quick. So this is the hint from earlier. That's the court
Oh,
jester
oh
books.
yeah. He likes to read his books. There.
Right. So this is
Yeah.
Jalo. Look and listen to Jalo.
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the prince.
I'm too worried about the princess.
Yes, it's strange. So we're gonna
Why
gonna
did he
show him
have-
our ring
Why did he have the clown thing on his eyeballs?
because he's a
Is he? Oh,
He's
he's
a-
the jester, right?
yeah, he's the court jester.
That's right.
That's his favorite book in his favorite chair.
We're wearing the crown again.
But I'm afraid I've already spoken.
Yeah, so he's kind of like a half comedic relief character, but also very integral to the plot, and he's like your almost like a sidekick, but you don't really see him very much. You just kind of run into him every now and then.
Oh, okay.
And
So he's Tingle.
he's gonna give him the only other indication that Cassima might not be into this marriage, but it's still just a maybe. Alexander's still running on all this on like psycho. I'm not really sure why I'm doing this mentality.
Okay. I understand that you're talking and I'm nodding,
Yeah.
but that doesn't really register, does it?
No, you have to respond verbally.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, but anyway, Peter Capaldi, you were saying.
It doesn't matter anymore. I
See,
like him.
whenever you say that, who was the guy? What was the guy's name that played Tarkin? Was that Peter Cushing?
Yes.
Okay, that's who when you say Peter Capaldi, in my head, I'm picturing Peter Cushing.
Ironically enough,
Do they look really similar?
no, but he did play the Doctor in a movie that is not considered canon.
How is anything in Doctor Who not considered canon? I thought that was the whole stick of the thing, was that it's all canon because of like multiple timelines and stuff.
Except for that one.
Was it just that bad?
I've actually never seen it. I don't think it was bad. It was just written differently.
Okay. Differently how?
About her grief over her
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir.
I mean, I told you I've never seen it.
Okay, well, fair enough. I shouldn't ask you to describe things you haven't seen. That's on me.
I think they actually called him Doctor Who in it, and they don't ever actually say that.
They never say Doctor Who?
No.
I didn't know
It's
that.
just the Doctor.
Oh, and then you're like, the Doctor? Doctor Who?
Exactly.
That's the joke!
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually.
So they do say Doctor Who.
But not.
They don't call him
They don't
Doctor
call
Who,
him-
but
they-
they
they-
do say Doctor Who.
They did recently, and it was weird.
Thank you for speaking with
Just kind of, you know.
Like, brings you out of it
get-
a little bit.
Yeah, getting out in front of it.
It's like when Rick said, "We are the Walking Dead."
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
The bookshop
I think that was fucking forever ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's always weird.
It's hard to say the title of a movie and not have it be like bring you out of it in such a way like that. I think we were good at it back in the 90s. Like
Yeah.
the president giving his speech on Independence Day.
I was gonna say Independence Day. Yeah.
That was fantastic. I think John Hammond saying "Welcome to Jurassic Park" really worked. And those are the only two movies I can really think of. I guess Men in Black did it okay. You
Yeah.
know, with Welcome to the Men in Black.
They
coming
had
down the
they had
elevator.
a song to help them.
You don't know shit. Yeah.
Let me tell you something about your skills.
They never said.
As
said
of
Wild
now,
Wild
they're
West.
absolutely-
Thank God. And the song said it more than enough times.
Oh man.
Nope, don't get into it. I know.
Alright.
I could see you want to.
I really do.
Mitchell has a weird thing where he really likes to rap Will Smith songs.
I do.
It's a weird tick.
It's fun. Will Smith is a fun rapper.
Alright, so now we're getting a magic map because the ferryman said that was a good way to get from island to island.
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with protective bonds, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Why are you laughing?
Because
Would you be
it's a funny guy on the television.
Don't lie to me.
Daventry, are you a king?
Mitchell was laughing because he handed me an empty can, but I thought there was something in it, and then I was sad to learn that it was empty. I appreciate that doesn't translate over radio,
It is a beautiful ring.
even if Mitchell doesn't appreciate that.
Such a unique family heirloom.
The ring does mean
So
a lot
are
to
we
me.
gonna spend the rest of this
I didn't
record
know much
bickering?
of the family, you know.
Maybe.
Still,
All right, so I'm gonna give him my family ring
All right, cool.
in order to get this magic map.
Prince Alex,
And notice that this guy in the background is watching,
if you find anything
He is watching.
and his eyes got a little bit of a gold glint to it.
I would hate to see it
You can see that?
You can't?
Oh, it looks like he's got crosshairs on him now.
Yeah, that's the very low frame rate that seems to be moving ahead one at a time as he talks.
What's going on with the crown here?
It's making its way back to his head.
remember about the map.
And so here's another of the weird decisions that this game makes. This guy likes mints. Like, you know, regular
Who-
old breath mints.
Who doesn't like mints?
And they make him drunk. And I don't know if this is a joke that I'm missing, if it's like some sort of pun, because everything else in this game is a pun in one way or another.
Seconds later.
Okay, so this is where we learn that that guy in the cloak is this guy,
I followed Prince Alexander
the Alhalzred's assistant,
from the pawn shop owner.
and he's drunk as piss because he ate that mint.
Okay.
I didn't get that when I first played this game when I was a kid. I wasn't sure what the deal was. I thought he was just kind of bad at his job.
Fool, you've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that. Yes.
Very strange. Very strange stuff.
This is weird.
Yeah. It'll get weirder before it gets better. It's not going to get better. It's going to get continually more weird as it goes on.
Okay.
This is just the beginning. Okay, yeah, so he's a genie. I don't know if that spoils anything. But,
well, I didn't know that, so
well-
yeah, a little
well,
bit.
well, he's talking about, you know, he can travel as quickly as I can. He just said seconds later. And he was that little boy that tried to lure you into the water.
Oh.
You can tell by the gold glint in the little boy's eye. And that'll happen a couple more times where there'll be characters that are trying to get you to do certain things, and you have to keep an eye on their eyes, otherwise you won't be able to know what's going on.
No, that's mean.
Sure is. We didn't mean to go this way.
Okay.
We just had to leave the area and come back.
Why did you just jump out?
Yeah, he was talking about that he needed to clean out his stuff, and so if you leave the area and come back, you can go through his little trash bin, and you will find a bottle of invisible ink.
Oh.
And right now, we're slowly collecting items for one of the assiest parts of the game. Not the assiest, but it's the first of the major assy parts. And it's the first of the really pain-in-the-ass parts, because I had to stop the record and go back because I messed it up and forgot to get a certain thing. We'll get there.
Okay.
But it's coming. But first, we're going to have this part. So the Jalo told us about a nightingale that was Cassima's pet.
Okay.
And so we happen to have a mechanical nightingale
we can lure it
in our inventory, yes. But I don't think we can do it yet. I think we can just make it come down one more step. I don't think we can actually talk to it.
Apparently you knew that already.
Yeah, I'm a very smart person. So we're gonna play the bird for the blurred. Blurred?
You're a very smart person.
I'm a very smart person. That's how a bird sounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a music box.
Yeah. And with a little ballerina spinning.
Yeah. Birds do that all the time.
So now the nightingale is one branch closer.
Okay. What good does that do for us?
Not a damn thing. I think we can talk to it now. I don't remember.
You can talk to a bird?
I don't think any of this is what I need.
Is that a fake hand?
That's my hand.
No, in your inventory.
It's a rabbit's foot.
Oh, it's rabbit's foot.
I told you he gave us the lucky rabbit's foot.
Did you tell me that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Hello, little nightingale.
Of what do you sing? See, he's even doing the adventure game thing to the bird. What do you sing, nightingale? Are they songs? Tell me more about songs.
Do you know
I'm just gonna say, fuck this bird. I'm getting out of
seashells?
here.
Just walk into the water and call it a day.
Alright, so, and that's the other thing about the magic map, is you can only use it on the beach. You have to be on the beach screen of the island.
Really?
Yeah, to use it.
That's weird.
It's something to do with the ingredients of the spell, said the guy at the pawn shop.
Okay.
So there's the Isle of Wonder, the Isle of the Beast, the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, and we're on the Isle of the Crown right now.
Okay.
And there's rumors of a fifth island, but no one's ever seen it. Ooh.
It's got to be over there where it says Land of the Green Isles, right?
Oh, and there's that misty section? I don't know what would give you that idea. Okay, so first we're going to go to the mountain.
Oh, we warped.
Yeah, it's a magic map. What do you think how do you think it would work?
Obviously.
Alexander decides to get closer.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates.
That's right. So that's a puzzle that is tied to the copy protection of this game. But, you know, back in the old days, the copy protection was always in the booklet that came with the game. They would always put some kind of roadblocks in the game that you would have to have the booklet to solve.
Okay.
And so there's 4 different puzzles, which they call the trials or something like that, to make it up the Sacred Mountain. And you have to have the booklet to solve those. Or a PDF file, if you're living in the future like we are.
Perfect.
That I pulled up on my tablet. It's weird.
A strange pulling sensation.
The future.
Alright. So,
Year 2000.
this is where the game starts to go sideways.
Okay. Just now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we already saw the most normal bits. It will get weirder from here on out.
Okay, good.
like to direct your attention after we get off the screen to the clams on the left that are that are in a clam bed.
And they're sleeping.
Yes, of course. And also there's a string of there's a weird little purple thing in the water.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it's a literal just a string of letters. Just some words. Because we couldn't think of a better way to do this puzzle than to just have literal words floating in the water.
It says, where are you going? ...
Yes. And there's a sleepy oyster.
In his mouth, you can see a glint of white.
Yeah, see, he can't sleep though because there's something blocking his mouth. But fortunately,
what do we have?
We have a really boring book.
Oh.
Oh God, I already know what I have to do. Fine,
You
I'll
gotta
talk to him.
Read it to him.
Yeah, but first he has to tell me. A weird voice for an oyster.
Is it Betty Boop?
Betty Poop.
Oh, he's
If you're
a...
having trouble
That doesn't sound anything like what that did.
No, not really.
No. I'm gonna stop.
Alright, so we'll read him the book, and then we get a little mini game
Okay.
where it's gonna read this garbage out. And at first I thought I would be able to let it go, and then I was just like, I'm not gonna listen to all this. And so every time the clam yawns, you gotta snatch at the pearl. Real easy.
Oh, you got it.
We got it. And then it died.
When you take an oyster's pearl, what do they have to live for?
Alright, so now we're going to pick up these words. And we get super nervous about falling and
Well, then get
dying
out of
again.
there.
And so you just, okay, we'll just wait. Yeah.
It still sucks.
It still does, yes. Alright, so it will float to us eventually.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to wait.
Okay.
That's the puzzle. Wait.
Oh.
Never a great puzzle in games, I find.
No,
when
no
you're-
waiting.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. What have you been playing recently?
Recently, I've been playing the Skyrim remaster.
Oh shit, that's a real game.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's more intense than the types of stuff you usually play.
Yeah,
More overwhelming.
I'm still not good at it.
What have you been doing in Skyrim? What's your character?
Well,
Oh, we've got our words.
okay. Well, then I don't have to tell you.
Ah, you tricked me. Alright, so here is the assiness. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
We hear someone coming.
Uh-huh. Not just a one someone's,
Just-
a number of someone's.
Is that Genie Man?
No.
Oh.
Yes. Take a look at those 5 characters. You were being a poetry snob earlier off the record. I'm interested in your take on these little verses we get. But yeah, there are 5 gnomes, and they all have 1 sense apiece. And so what you have to do
All right.
is you have to give them
we gonna-
items and disguise yourself. And basically, if they find out that you're
sorry.
out that you're a human, they will kill you.
Oh.
And
Do we know that?
well, we're about to figure it out when I give the rabbit's foot to the guy who smells.
Nose cannot be tricked that way. The smell of
Yeah.
man still rules the day.
Look at that big old thing.
A man so sail nose into the waiting sea.
They're a very violent bunch, these gnomes that
Mm.
live on this island. Yeah, they pick you up and toss you right back into the ocean.
Okay. I really thought they were gonna like rip you to
Just
pieces.
just quarter you.
Yeah. That would have been.
No, but then we couldn't reuse this animation.
Right. That was some good detail we got on his face when he got thrown in the water. I just want to say that. I noticed that.
He always struggles 3 times. Like, it's a very serious, let's make sure you know that he drowned.
And goes to hell and walks through the vagina door.
That's a
Guess those
that's a
gnomes
scary
got
looking
richer
vagina, if that's
senses.
a consensus. You get it? Do you get it because of
Right.
the nose and the ears?
Right, okay.
Alright, so the nose
The nose gets a flower?
gets the flower,
To
yes.
the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Rude.